Hi, welcome to an unusually sunny Todmorden Park. If you're watching this video tonight, hopefully you've just seen our Facebook Live video which is about gait analysis. So I'm here with Mark Goldie, who's a UK athletic trained running coach, so we're really lucky to have him tonight. So some of the things we pointed out on the gait analysis video was cadence. We looked from behind to see whether you were running with a narrow gait. We looked to see if there was a drop of the opposite side of the hip when you're on your stance phase. From the side view, we were looking at stride length and where your foot landed in relation to your knee. And they were just some of the key things that we look out for. So what Mark's going to do is he's going to show us some drills that can hopefully help to iron out some of those faults. There's lots of different drills that you can do, so this is not exclusive, it's just a taste of the kind of stuff that he does. He runs sessions on Todmorden Park here on a Monday and a Thursday night at 7 o'clock. It ranges right up from beginners through to elite athletes, so anybody of any ability can come. He also does some remote coaching and one-to-one stuff. If you're interested, you can go and have a look at his Facebook page, which is called Goldie's Run. We'll post a link up after this video. Okay, so I'm going to pass you over to Mark, and he's going to show us two drills. One to try and work on balance and control, and one to look at cadence. So over to you, Mark.
Cheers, Lee. Yep, as Lee said, I'm a UK athletics running coach. So whether you're a beginner or an advanced runner, one of the first things that my runners do is what I call the walking drill. Other coaches will call it other things, it doesn't really matter. So I'll show you the drill first, and then we'll talk about things that I look for and you can look for, and then we'll talk about mistakes or general mistakes that people make doing this drill. So here we go. So, looks a simple drill, people wonder why you do it, people think it's boring, people want to go for 10-mile runs. This can work on all your technique. As a runner and as a coach, it's a brilliant technique to look at. So, working from the top, what you're looking for is your head balanced on your shoulders and you're looking out in front of yourself. Normally when you're practicing something, you're going to start looking down at your feet because you're not used to this drill. So again, doing any drill, you should also think about someone pulling your hair up. So you're pulling your spine up, your hips up, all your body wants to be pulled up like a long chain. Your arms, as you come into that drill, it's your shoulder that pushes back as if you're elbowing somebody. As you bring your knee up, it's your knee, doesn't want to go higher than your hip, it wants to be hip height or slightly lower. Your feet want to be parallel with the floor or dorsiflexed. And as you step down, you want to step down under your body. So when I first ask people to do that exercise, they either start rushing it. Again, they do their arms and they use their elbows instead of actually using the shoulder to drive the elbow back. They'll either lift the knee too high, so then they start leaning back. You never want to lean back when you're running. You always want that lean forward. Another common mistake is you point the feet down. Like I said, you want to pull them back to your toes. You'll learn this with every drill. Pull them back to your shin so it's parallel with the ground. One of the biggest common mistakes people make is they step out. So if you start doing that in this drill, stepping out, or your feet pointing down, or your elbow just swinging, that is generally how you're going to run. So slowing this drill down and working on this drill helps with your running. So from the front, it's exactly the same. I'll look from the side, I'll look from the back, I'll look from the front. So again, from the front, everything wants to be pointing forward. The most common mistake I see runners do is the toes will point out, sometimes just with one foot, so they might bring that foot up that one's pointing forward, you step down, that foot points out. So again, when I see that, generally if someone starts to run, that is exactly how they will run. They won't notice until they slow it down, but that's how they run. So this is why you try and correct. You can do it in front room, you can do it out here on park. If you can start practicing that drill and working on that technique, everything facing forward. Again, I think Lee mentioned earlier on in a video, or actually just now, about again when you lift your hip up, people tip. Again, you can also work on that. Think of it like a bucket full of water. It wants to be level. When you step down, don't, if you start doing that, hips going, that is generally how you're going to run. So this drill, even though it looks simple, is harder than you think to just keep everything pointing forward. So then Lee spoke about cadence. So I call this the dribble. Again, I'll show it from the side. So it's just cycling your feet. So again, what that drill's doing is what you should be looking for. Pulling yourself up so everything's lifted up, like I said, a chain. Pulling your hips up, everything up. Again, head up, looking out, your arms, exactly like I said before, like you're elbowing someone behind you, but your feet want to turn over like a little push bike. So I either pretend someone's on a little push bike, or I tell them they've got an ankle, a pole coming out of their ankles, and they cycle over their ankle. Now if you notice, my arms start going like a train when you first start doing this drill, because you're cycling your ankles over, you start cycling your arms. In time, you can throw your arms out as you would be running and still cycle your ankles. Common mistakes again, people will do that with their arms, start looking down at the feet because they want to see if their feet are cycling over, which, because you're not used to these drills, you're going to do. Landing on the toes. So what I ask people to do then is think of sometimes landing on your heels. I don't want you to land on your heels, but it makes you pull your toes back to your shins, so you're landing more flat-footed. And it's just a small cycle motion over your ankles. That's doing two things. It's getting that cadence, and in other videos, or if you come to see me, we'll talk about gears. And it also starts getting that quick contact with the ground. It's about your foot on the ground, cycled over. On the ground, cycled over. Quick cadence. So they're two simple, easy drills that look simple, but sometimes they're harder than they look when you try them. Another one I always have my runners doing with cadence is I have them doing a 30-second test. Now if you pick most manuals up or running magazines, you'll see that people will tell you your top athletes run 180 steps per minute, 285, 86. So what I do, I break that down and ask someone to pick one leg, which generally I pick my right. Ask them to start the watch for 30 seconds, and as you set off running 30 seconds, every time that foot hits the ground, 1, you count, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't have to sprint. I also say there's no wrong or right number, and I just set them off going for 30 seconds and then get them to remember that number. If someone hits 38, I generally ask them to think about speeding the cadence up, so next time they might hit 40. Me personally, I hit 46, 47, which is good for me. That doesn't mean you have to go hitting 50 or 60. It has to be relaxed and it has to be comfortable, but most people have slow cadence and slow contact with the ground. You can use it at any time. Even when you're getting tired on a long run, just set your watch 30 seconds and count your cadence. Sometimes if I'm tired, I'll do it myself. Like I said, I generally hit 46, 47, but if I'm getting tired, sometimes I've dropped down to 44. So in my head, I think I have a gear down, or sometimes I get my head back into my gear, so I pick up that cadence again for 46, 47. Now, there's a few reasons why people do drills. One, as Lee was saying, for technique, working on your technique. You have to slow it down. You will not work on your technique running at speed or going out for a general run, because you're running, you're getting tired. So you have to slow it all down. You can do this as a strength workout. There's the A skip, there's the B skip, there's the Russian legs, there's loads of drills to do. You can turn it into a strength session for 20-30 minutes. Your track athletes and some mountain runners, very few fell runners to be honest, but there are some out there who will do it as a warm-up. Your track runners definitely do it as a warm-up. They'll start with stretching, they'll turn it into slow drills, they'll speed up the drills, and then they'll work into some fast running before they set off on their track races. Your sprinters, your 800, your 1500, your Mo Farahs, they all do that. That doesn't mean you have to be as good as Mo Farah to do these. Anybody can do them to improve your technique, and also it'll probably prevent some injuries if you practice these techniques. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, you can probably message Lee. It'd be better for him to get to me, and it's easier for him to get through to you.
Thank you, Mark, that was fantastic. So yeah, if you found those useful, please have a look at Mark's Facebook page. It's called Goldie's Run. It's got some details there on what kind of other stuff he does. We're going to do another video with the same drills that are slightly more advanced than this. So if you're interested in looking at that, then look out in a few minutes time. We'll post up how you can see that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.